Okay, so you're thinking about selling your home. Your mind probably jumps right to the big stuff, right? The kitchen, the bathrooms. But what if I told you the most important decision a buyer makes happens before they even walk through the front door? We're going to dive into how a few small, super affordable changes to the outside of your home can make a massive, massive difference. So let me just ask you this. Picture it. A potential buyer pulls up to your curb. In those first few seconds, what are they really deciding? Is it the price, the number of bedrooms, or is it something way more primal, more emotional?
It's how they feel. It is a total gut reaction, a snap judgment made in the blink of an eye. And I'm not exaggerating here. That's just the reality of house hunting. The whole battle for a buyer's heart is often won or lost right there on the sidewalk.
And that right there is what we call the first impression problem. It's honestly the biggest hurdle you face when you're selling, and you've got to clear it before a buyer even considers stepping inside. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? You get one shot, just one, to make a buyer fall in love at first sight. A great first impression, it gets them excited, eager to see what's inside. A bad one? Well, they'll spend the entire tour just looking for reasons to justify that bad first feeling. So how do we solve this problem without totally breaking the bank? Well, the great news is you do not need a massive renovation budget, not even close. Let's walk through 6 simple, high-impact upgrades you could literally start this weekend. All right, here they are, 6 absolute game changers. First up, a fresh coat of paint on the front door. It's an instant, welcoming pop of color. So easy. Then just tidying up the landscaping. Trimming the bushes, pulling weeds. It just screams, this home is well maintained. A power wash can blast years of dirt off your siding and walkways in just an afternoon. It's so satisfying. Resealing the driveway makes it look brand new and cared for. And don't forget lighting, updating the small project with a huge visual payoff. Okay, so you've done the work. You painted, you cleaned, you tidied up. Now what? What's the actual payoff for all that effort? Let's talk about the powerful results that come from these simple actions. Now, remember, everything we just talked about is a small, manageable project. We are not talking about weeks of construction or dumping thousands of dollars into this. We're talking about maybe a weekend's worth of work and a pretty modest budget. But these small projects, they lead to some seriously big results. This is where you get the absolute best return on your investment, both your time and your money. The impact of these little changes punches way, way above its weight class. And it all comes back to nailing that crucial first impression. So what are the actual rewards? Well, first off, great curb appeal makes your online listing photos pop, which is going to attract way more buyers. That awesome first impression then leads to stronger, more confident offers. And of course, the ultimate goal for everyone, a faster sale. So after all this, what's the one big idea? The core thing you should really walk away with? It really all comes down to a shift in your thinking. Curb appeal isn't about how much money you can throw at the front of your house. It's about showing a potential buyer that this home has been loved, that it's been cared for. That builds trust from the very first glance, and that feeling is what truly makes a house feel like a home. And that brings us to our final question, and this one's all for you. As you think about your own place, whether you're selling tomorrow or in 5 years, I want you to look at it with fresh eyes. What's that one affordable, high-impact change that's just waiting to make that perfect first impression?